Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. If you've ever wondered how to get an AI to write a story that actually feels alive, structured, and deeply emotional, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down a fascinating blueprint for an AI-generated time travel narrative. We are deconstructing a highly specific prompt known as the Chronos Compass.
Just look at this suggested title, The Pocket Watch That Changed History. It absolutely nails the essence of the cinematic story we're about to deconstruct. The source material actually provides this exact title, complete with the hourglass and earth emojis to instantly set the tone. It's grand, right? It hints at these massive stakes and gives the AI a clear thematic North Star before it even generates that very first sentence.
Now, what's really cool here is that this specific set of narrative instructions acts kind of like a universal remote control for AI. Whether you're firing up ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or really any dedicated story generator, it's designed to extract a very specific, high-quality creative output. So it doesn't even matter which exact platform you prefer, this prompt is built from the ground up to guide large language models into crafting a seriously premium narrative.
So how are we going to map out these ingredients? Well, we'll start with the anatomy of a prompt, look at the protagonist and catalyst, check out setting the historical stage, dive into the engine of conflict, and finally wrap up with cinematic story structure.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Anatomy of a Prompt, Building the Blueprint.
So, the Chronos Compass is explicitly designed to generate a completely original time travel story featuring vivid descriptions, emotional depth, and exciting twists. By locking in these creative constraints right out of the gate, commanding it to be completely original, demanding real emotional depth, you're literally forcing the AI to produce a rich, cinematic narrative. It completely stops the AI from just spitting out a dry, encyclopedic summary of tired time travel tropes.
Now, here is an absolutely crucial guardrail. The number 1500. The prompt explicitly demands a minimum of 1500 words. And why is that? Well, because without length constraints, an AI will almost always just rush right to the conclusion of a story. By forcing this 1500-word minimum, the prompt ensures the output actually has enough room to breathe. We get detailed world building, vivid descriptions, and actual genuine character development. It's a vital structural safeguard for pacing.
Moving right along to Section 2, the protagonist and catalyst, featuring our main character, Ethan Carter.
The prompt specifically dictates that Ethan Carter must be exactly a 17-year-old student. And honestly, this isn't just some random choice. Grounding the fantasy with a relatable, youthful perspective is super important. Think about it, a 17-year-old is right on the cusp of adulthood, making it literally the perfect age for a coming-of-age narrative, just wrapped inside a thrilling sci-fi adventure. It hands the AI a very clear, specific psychological profile to work from.
And then we hit the catalyst, a mysterious pocket watch discovered hidden in his grandfather's attic. This setup demands an inciting incident where Ethan accidentally activates this weird family heirloom. Just notice the classic storytelling elements at play here. You've got the hidden object, the ancestral connection with the grandfather's attic. It gives the AI incredibly evocative imagery to start painting the scene right from paragraph 1.
Okay, on to Section 3. Setting the historical stage and the all-important time jump.
The prompt actually maps out a very precise chronological leap. We start off in the near future, July 14th, 2028, where the accidental activation happens. Then, boom, the destination is April 15, 1912, the exact day the Titanic sank. By feeding the AI these precise, fixed historical points, it completely prevents the story from meandering around in some vague, undefined past. It grounds the fiction in absolute, undeniable historical reality.
Because of this, the generator is forced to pivot between wildly different environments. It has to transition from a quiet, dusty grandfather's attic in 2028, which implies safety, stillness, and a bit of mystery, straight into the dangerous sinking Titanic in 1912. That's an environment of pure chaos, overwhelming noise, and literal mortal danger. The AI is being seriously challenged to pivot from calm discovery to immediate life-threatening stakes in a heartbeat.
That brings us to Section 4, the engine of conflict, where we look at stakes and consequences.
Here, the AI must weave in some highly specific emotional guardrails. We're talking about meeting historical figures, facing dangerous challenges, learning about courage, discovering friendship, and embracing destiny. The AI isn't just being asked to write a sequence of events about time travel, it's got to weave in these emotional moments, suspenseful scenes, and deep thematic lessons. Ethan can't just be a passive observer in the background, he has to actively interact, learn, and grow.
But here's the massive weight on Ethan's shoulders, the core conflict, the consequences of changing history. This is the true narrative engine requested by the prompt, creating massive, earth-shattering stakes for Ethan as the Titanic goes down. The source specifically asks for a strong conflict around this exact concept. Think about it. If he saves someone, does he totally ruin the future? Does he accidentally erase his own existence back in 2028? The AI is being directed to mine this classic time travel dilemma for absolutely all its dramatic worth.
Finally, Section 5, Cinematic Story Structure, focusing on pacing the narrative. The prompt lays down a strict three-step structure, a captivating hook, an engaging middle, and a memorable ending. And there's a good reason for this, because the source material specifically requests a writing style that is, quote, suitable for YouTube narration. The language needs to be easily spoken aloud. It's got to grab attention instantly in those first few seconds and actually hold that momentum throughout the entire middle act.
As you can see, the blueprint leaves absolutely nothing to chance. Characters have to be entirely original with unique personalities, no tired cliches allowed. And the ending? It must be unexpected, uniquely tying all the separate timelines back together. The AI is basically forced to seamlessly close the chronological loop it opened up in that attic, connecting the past, present, and future into one totally cohesive resolution.
Now, to ensure the story isn't just an empty action sequence, the prompt demands a thematic conclusion. The required theme is a positive moral lesson about using knowledge wisely. This is what gives Ethan's incredible journey true meaning. He isn't just surviving the sinking of the Titanic, he's learning a profound lesson about the power and the danger of knowing the future and how to wield that knowledge responsibly. It totally elevates the generated text from a simple popcorn thriller to a story with genuine emotional resonance.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with the very questions this prompt asks us to consider about our own timelines. What are the consequences of changing history, and how will you use knowledge wisely? You know, whether you're a writer feeding instructions into a machine or just navigating your own present day, the choices we make and the knowledge we wield undeniably shape the future. Thank you so much for diving into this blueprint with me today.